That was legitimately the worst hockey game I think I've ever watched. Obviously, that's a hyperbolic statement, but I really do think that even the Dallas Aikens Edmonton Oilers could have beat this iteration of the Edmonton Oilers this afternoon. Offense, defense, goaltending, special teams, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. It was bad. Not one part of this game was redeemable for the Edmonton Oilers. Should have expected it. They're always slow starters coming out of extended breaks. Other than, I would say, Leon Draisaitl and Matthew Savoie, I didn't think anyone played good, like at all. Defensively, don't even get me started on the defense. Don't even get me started on the chances that Philly had. And Stuart Skinner, woof. Right? You know, they were talking in the third period on the broadcast how, Stuart Skinner, he's making that big save, preventing that sixth one, and the Oilers have a chance to win. Preventing the sixth goal, and the Oilers have a chance to win. That's the standard that we're setting for Stu Skinner right now. Don't give up that sixth goal. Hey, listen, he gave up 5, but guess what? He turned into Dominik Hasek after he gave up 5 goals on 17 shots, folks. Like, what are we doing here? This is not all on Skinner, by the way. Obviously, a lot of the chances that the Flyers got were from defensive breakdowns, complete lack of coverage, and bad changes. But my God, man. The Oilers team in front of Skinner usually plays very well. The Oilers, their defensive metrics as a team for the whole season, some of the best in the entire NHL. Today, obviously, was a different story. Today was one of those games where they couldn't get anything going on offense, and defensively, they were very bad. They gave up a ton of chances against, and the Flyers made them pay. But that's where you do want your goaltender to make a save or two, right? Like we've been talking about this all season long. We just want some consistency. We want our goalie to make a save or two and allow this team an opportunity to win a hockey game. Obviously, the Oilers still had a chance to win a hockey game after the second period. You're only down by 2. You can still get back into it. Urson wasn't playing great hockey either, in my opinion. The Oilers had 15 shots heading to the third period, and all they got to do is just score 2 goals. And you know what they did instead? They got 2 shots on net instead. 2 shots on goal in the third period. Hey, and credit to the John Tortorella coach Philadelphia Flyers. They played defensively to a T in that third period. They didn't give the Oilers anything. Edmonton had 1 power play opportunity, a lot of passing, a lot of puck movement, a Nugent-Hopkins turnover at the blue line. Philly gets a 2-on-0, big save from Stu, and but that was it on the power play. The Flyers got the better opportunity on the power play. So we're gonna not break this down. Like I'm not gonna freak out about this game. Like there's no sense like screaming and shouting into the void about this type of performance. As long as they follow up this game tomorrow with a much better performance, because you cannot start this road trip 0-2, and you cannot expect to win the Pacific Division by playing like this. And a lot of people will look at the Flyers stats. They'll look at the Flyers record on the season. Oh, we should never lose to teams like that. It's going to happen throughout the course of a season, and you can't blame one singular player. There's a lot of players that are to blame today. Shots on goal, end of the game. Oh, they credited the Oilers with a third shot. Look at that. Janmark had a shot at the very end of the game. I forgot about that. Incredible. Janmark had Savoie in the high slot that he could have passed to and decided not to. Love to see that. That's not what I wanted to do. What is this? What is this? That's not the right monitor. Here we go. This is what I wanted to get to. The stats of the game, the box score. I'm not really going to go over the edge visualizer other than for Leon Draisaitl's goal, because Matthew Savoie, his first NHL game, I do want to start turning to the positives here. I thought Matthew Savoie played great. He can hang at the NHL level, at least against the Flyers. I really hope he's in the lineup tomorrow. I hope he's still in the top 6 tomorrow, and I hope he gets a good shot next to Draisaitl once again. There was some chemistry there, but the Oilers, they managed to get this puck in deep. Klingberg, he dumps it in, gives it, or I guess it went off Draisaitl's skate, sorry. Savoie goes in, beats Ristolainen into the puck, passes in front to Draisaitl, and that, at that point, made it 2-1 Edmonton. And they were feeling good, right? The Oilers started off this game slow. They gave up a goal early. Matvei Michkov, who's just been incredible for Philly this season. It's actually amazing how little ice time he gets. The Oilers started off slow. That first period, I think the shots at one point were 7-3 in favor of Philly, but the Oilers really turned it around. And as that first period came to an end, I really liked Edmonton's play. The last 15 minutes of the first period, I thought were really, really good hockey. But then the second period happened and Philly turned it up. They completely turned it up, and the Oilers, they gave up 4 goals in the second period on 11 shots. Owen Tippett, he scored on a partial breakaway on his backhand. Sean Couturier ended up scoring. Ekholm tied the game up, though. Leon Draisaitl, I guess we'll watch this edge visualizer, too, along the half wall. I mean, Draisaitl was all over it this shift. He was cycling out there with Savoy as well, and then just a beautiful backhand pass into the slot, and Ekholm just absolutely roofed it past Urson, and that tied the game up. And the Oilers, again, another opportunity to just settle down, slow the game down, play their game. Nah, Philly's like, you know what? Let's just immediately answer with a goal of our own. And then Owen Tippett scored. Kuzmenko on the power play, who's, Kuzmenko a couple of years ago, really good in Vancouver, but he hasn't been able to find his game. Went to Calgary. Now he's in Philly. He gets a chance on the power play. He scores. And then Ristolainen, he gets the empty netter. Good for Ristolainen. I hope Oilers management isn't looking at Ristolainen as an answer. If you look at the game, Draisaitl had 2 points. He was a plus-minus of 0. Matthew Savoy, he had 1 assist, +1 in 13:02 of ice time. I really liked Savoy's game. I thought he deserved more than just 13 minutes. Obviously, the net pull, the power plays that the Oilers had to kill, that affects ice time for players like Savoy. But when you look at the amount of ice time that players got, Savoy was still the 4th lowest among all forwards. And for a player that was playing as good as he was, I just didn't like that very much. I thought Savoy deserved a lot better, but his first game with the Edmonton Oilers, it's a good start. He's going to get more ice time. The coaching staff, if they're going over the video after the game tonight, whether it's on the flight into Washington or wherever they're going to be watching the highlights here and their video team, I really hope they acknowledged how good Savoy was and give him more ice time tomorrow. You look at the rest of the forward group. Connor McDavid led the way 1959, and he was a -3. And boy, did he look not great. He did not look like Connor McDavid of the Four Nations. But I mean, to be fair, nobody on his line did either. I didn't think Nugent Hopkins played good. Zach Hyman played bad too. Like, when your top line is going to combined -6, you're not going to win hockey games. But we'll take a look at the defenseman here. Evan Bouchard led time on ice for Edmonton, which was surprising because I thought he had an atrocious game. Couple turnovers that led to goals against, and just horrible, right? Just horrible. There was one specific play where he had a chance to get the puck out after an icing. He tried to flip it. He bobbled it, comes out in front, and then Philly ends up scoring on a backdoor play. Evan Bouchard was benched for a little bit after that, but he still ended up with the most ice time, which makes no sense. John Klingberg, he played the least amount of all Oilers defensemen. He had 2 points. He was a +2. Like, I don't know what the logic is here. You're playing a defenseman that's struggling a lot. Matthias Ekholm was also a -3. Like, you're playing these guys that were struggling the whole game. Brett Kulak had an awful game too, by the way. And I'm not just looking at the plus-minus stats. Like, I guess we can take a look at some of the advanced analytics here. We'll take a look and see how they did. According to Money Puck, obviously the Oilers did not deserve to win this game. I mean, you look at the deserve to win meter. The team as a whole just was pathetic today. They scored 6 goals on 4.11 expected goals. So, I mean, if you take a look at the individual expected goals for percentage, Matthew Savoy led the way for Edmonton, 61%. Jeff Skinner at the very bottom. Oh no, Jeff Skinner, he's going to get benched again. No, Jeff, why? Don't do this. But yeah, I was going to take a look at the expected goals for the defense pairs. Take a look here. Nurse Kulak, Emerson Klingberg, Ekholm Bouchard with a solid 28.82 expected goals for percentage. Stuart Skinner, he ended up with just a negative 1.23 goals save above expected, which at one point it was negative 3.5 or something. Like, he had given up 5 goals on 17 shots, 5 goals on like 1.7 expected goals. Obviously, he locked in. Did he give the team a chance to win? Technically, but he also prevented the team from staying in the game in that second period by giving up 4 goals. Again, not all on him. This is a game where I'm pointing a lot of fingers because you win as a team and you lose as a team. And that's just the way it goes in hockey. They play Washington tomorrow again at 11 a.m. Another matinee. My God, I hate these matinees. I just want to go back to the Four Nations, man. The intensity level of this game wasn't really there. Not what we were seeing with the Four Nations. I just find there wasn't enough time for teams to prepare after the Four Nations, especially teams that had players that were participating. Again, I say that as Philly had Konechny and Sanheim as well that were at the Four Nations, but Doesn't matter. I'm making excuses at this point. The Oilers deserve to lose. Philly, GG's. John Tortorella, he came back, coached a great game for Philly. Matvei Michkov is an incredible player. Philly has really good pieces, and they will be a good team in short order. Still not likely a playoff team, but the Oilers, they're not going to be a Pacific Division leading team if they keep playing like this. I don't care that they had 2 weeks off. Literally every other team had 2 weeks off. So let's see if they can pull it together. Let's see if they can turn the ship around a little bit here. I will have a pregame report up for the Oilers and Capitals probably later tonight if you're watching on today's date of February 22nd. If you're watching this tomorrow morning, which would be the 23rd, then obviously it will be up then. But because the game is so early in the morning, I do have to have the pregame up like tonight. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button if you liked this post-game reaction, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed as we continue to push towards 5,000 subscribers. I think we're very close to 4,600 now, so that's another sweet milestone to hit. Your support means the world. The Four Nations was fun. Coming back to the Oilers today was not fun. Let's see if they can turn it around. Let's change the narrative around and get a big win tomorrow against Washington. Take care, Oil Country. Make sure you tell someone that you love them. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers.